Today, we are diving into an incredible ancient toolkit for a problem that feels, well, extremely modern. A mind that's just scattered and overwhelmed. We're going to unpack 9 specific methods for building real, solid focus in a world that feels like it's designed to do the exact opposite.
So, does this sound familiar? That constant inner chatter, your brain just jumping from one thought to the next? It's exhausting, isn't it? Well, here's the thing. This isn't just a new problem. It's a fundamental human challenge. And for thousands of years, people have been creating these really sophisticated ways to train the mind for focus and stability.
And the source for these tools we're looking at is this fascinating text called the Yogacara Bhumi Shastra. Now, don't let that ancient name throw you off. Think of it less like some dusty old scripture and more like a surprisingly modern psychological manual. It's basically a blueprint for how to understand and train your own mind.
At the very heart of this whole system is this concept called jiaxing. Now, you could translate it as practice, but it's much more active than that. It's all about applying intentional, skillful, and repeated effort. This isn't just wishful thinking or hoping your mind will calm down. It's about actively training it, like an athlete who's building muscle in the gym.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. The text splits this effort, this jiaxing, into 2 different categories. On one side, you have what it calls black dharma practices. These are the unskillful, chaotic things we do that just create more mental noise and distraction. But on the other side, you have the white dharma practices. These are the skillful, clarifying efforts that actually build mental stability. And for our purposes today, we are focusing 100% on that constructive toolkit, the 9 white dharma practices.
Okay, so let's crack open this toolkit. And to help make sense of these 9 powerful methods, it can be useful to think of them in about 3 groups. You've got tools for laying the foundation, then tools for the art of application, and finally, the tools for the path to mastery. We'll go through them one by one, but just keeping the structure in mind will help you see how they all connect and build on each other.
The very first tool, Xiangying Jiaxing, is a fantastic example of what we mean by the art of application. The whole point here is appropriateness. I mean, you wouldn't use a hammer to drive a screw, right? Well, it's the same idea. Effective mental training means you have to match the right technique to whatever your specific mental state is in that moment.
And this is where it gets super practical. The text gives us specific prescriptions. So if you're feeling angry, the antidote is loving kindness. If your mind is scattered with a million thoughts, you ground yourself with breath awareness. You see? It's a targeted, responsive approach, not some kind of one-size-fits-all solution.
All right, our second tool, Qianxi Jiaxing, this one falls into our laying the foundation category, and it is all about consistency. A stable mind is not a one-time thing you achieve. This tool is about building mental muscle memory through steady, repeated practice. You just can't try it once and expect to see big results.
Tool number 3, Wudao Jiaxing, is another one of those foundational tools. You can think of it as following the blueprint. This is all about the importance of learning correctly from a reliable source. The text is pretty clear about warning against ego, against just making up your own interpretations as you go along. I mean, if you want to build something stable, you gotta follow sound instructions. Okay, next up is Buwan Jiaxing. This is a foundational tool that brings in a sense of urgency. It's about applying continuous, serious effort without ever getting lazy or complacent about it. It's really a recognition that our time and our attention are incredibly precious, and we shouldn't waste them. This quote from the text, wow, it's pretty powerful, isn't it? It just captures that mindset perfectly. The idea is to reflect on how temporary life is, not to be morbid or anything, but to actually fuel your diligence. The thinking is, if you truly appreciate how fleeting every single moment is, you'll be way more motivated to use each one wisely.
Tool number 5, Yingxi Jiaxing, brings us right back to the art of application. This is the skill of right timing. It's about becoming a skillful navigator of your own mind. Just like a pilot knows when to climb, when to cruise, and when to descend, a skilled practitioner knows exactly when to apply different mental states to maintain a perfect balance.
And here are those 4 modes. If your mind is racing, you apply calm. If it's sinking into a kind of dullness, you apply insight to sharpen it up. If you're feeling discouraged, you uplift it. And when it's balanced, you just rest in equanimity. It's this constant dynamic process of adjusting the controls to stay right on course.
So with tool number 6, Jianyao Jiaxing, we are entering our final phase, the path to mastery. This is where you really start to see the payoff from all the work. This stage is all about control. After practicing the other tools, you're no longer just reacting to your mind, you're directing it. You can skillfully enter a state of focus, stay there, and then leave it whenever you want.
Tool 7, Wuanzu Jiaxing. This is such a crucial mindset for the mastery stage. Ambitious growth. The text is very clear on this. Don't get complacent. Getting a little bit of calm is great, but it's just the beginning. This tool is about keeping that aspiration alive, always wanting to go deeper, to find a more stable and clear understanding. Now, tool number 8, Wuxie Ergasing, is kind of like the glue that holds all of this together. The name literally means not abandoning the yoke. Picture a yoke connecting an ox to its work. Well, this tool is about maintaining ethical conduct and mindfulness through all of your daily activities. It's what prevents the mind from scattering and totally undoing all the progress you've made. It's the bridge between your practice and your life.
And finally, we've arrived at the 9th and maybe the most subtle tool of all, Zhang Jiaxing, the tool of refinement. This isn't about learning some brand new technique. It's about perfecting the ones you already have. It is the very essence of mastery, this process of continuous, subtle clarification of your own mental state.
I just love this analogy from the text. It's beautiful, and it captures the process perfectly. You observe a mental state, then you let it go, that's the erasing part, and then you re-engage. And every single time you do this, that mental image gets clearer, sharper, more refined. It's this gentle but really persistent process of polishing the mind.
So we have this incredible toolkit, right? We've got our foundations, our applications, and our path to mastery. But what's the ultimate point? Well, it's to systematically clear out all the junk, the obstacles that cloud our minds. These 9 tools give us the ability to do a kind of mental deep cleaning.
And the text lays out a really clear 4-step method for this. First, you identify the obstacle. Be specific. Is it laziness? Is it agitation? Second, you have to understand its cause. Why is it there? Maybe that agitation comes from too much caffeine or from endlessly scrolling social media. Third, recognize its harm. See very clearly how that agitation is preventing you from focusing and making you irritable. And finally, step 4, you apply the antidote. You grab the right tool from our toolkit.
And what's the final destination of all this work? It's a state known as Xin Yi Jingxing, or one-pointedness of mind. This is a state of just profound stability, where your mind is unified, it's clear, and it can rest on whatever you're focusing on without wavering. It is the absolute opposite of that buzzing, scattered feeling we talked about at the very beginning. So, if there's one crucial thing to take away from all of this, it's that a stable, focused mind isn't something you either have or you don't. It is a skill. It's a craft. And with the right tools and intentional effort, you can absolutely become the craftsman of your own mental clarity. And that really brings us to the final question, a question for you. As you reflect on the state of your own mind, its tendencies, its habits, its agitations, which one of these 9 ancient but incredibly relevant tools do you feel you need to pick up and start using today?